Okay, so right before we get started, if I could just break down this plan a little bit. We're gonna call it Spring into Spring. And basically what I'm doing is I'm taking a blueprint that I learned where basically over the course of 5 to 6 days, where the sixth day is optional for rest, it's a workout plan. So let me break it down exactly how it goes so that it's easy to follow for you guys. What you're doing is 5 days are mandatory in this week. The first day being a large lift day, right? What I want you to do is your bench press, your deadlifts, your squats, your bent over rows, your leg press. Compound work, you know what I mean? Compound breakdown, compound lifts. Your second day is a heavy cardio day and a minimal work day, very minimal. So what I would do is going into the gym, I would go in there, I would do some high intensity interval training, maybe some abs, maybe some biceps and or some abs, very minimal. Choose what you want to do. Some quads, maybe some hams, your calves, not all of these. Pick a muscle, maybe two muscles. Yeah, two muscles and work those. No more than two, not 3, 4, 5. No, not 5, 7 sets. Pick a muscle, 2 or 3 sets, and now you're going to do 45 minutes of cardio. We're looking to cut the body up. We're not looking to build the muscles up. We're looking to cut the body up. On that third day, it's going to be a medium day. So now you're going to do more of symmetrical lifts. Maybe like a fly, a single row, shoulders, some upright row, maybe some lateral raises, some hamstring curls, things like that, right? Pick about 5 to 6 of those. And just like we did on the first day, after the workout, we go into 30 minutes of cardio. So, bringing you up to speed, first workout goes large lifts, 30 minutes of cardio. Second day goes high intensity interval training for 20 minutes, minimal weights or minimal workout, 45 minutes of cardio. You're going to do 65 total minutes of cardio with very minimal training. On the Wednesday or the third day of the week that you work out, some medium. So you're going to start off with your warm up. You're going to do your workout, 5, 6 sets or 5, 6 workouts, 30 minutes of cardio. Guess what we're going to do on our fourth day? You got it. Back to the cardio day. High intensity interval training. Pick another muscle that you want to work out, that you want to perfect. 45 minutes of cardio. On that fifth day, we're back to a heavy day. So that's why that sixth day is optional. So on that fifth day, when we get back to that heavy day, I want you to pick what you feel like you want to improve on. And every time you want to try to learn to increase your strength. So that workout you did on day one, the bench press, the squats, let's try to raise those numbers today. You get what I'm saying? Let's try to raise those up a little bit. Let's try to get a little stronger. Now, depending on how taxing you made that workout, day 6 could be a rest day and you get back to working on day 7. So now your rotation has changed. You went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can go 6 and rest on 7. I definitely advise a day of rest after the 5 days somewhere, whether it's the 6th or 7th day. You got any questions, feel free to hit me up. But if you do work out on that 6th day, it's a pattern. You're going into a minimal day. You're going into the high intensity interval training, 45 minutes of cardio, and that's how we're banging it out. So I'm going to get into this plan, go into some details on why I did things, how I did things. If y'all got any questions, man, rock with me. We're using the hashtag Spring in the Spring, Feb burning, February. Let's get it right. Spring in the Spring. I'm getting ready to hit the gym right now. Kind of just getting my stack ready. You know what I mean? Got my BCAAs right here. This is a Badencourt Plus Series BCAAs. I use the Tropics flavor. You know what I'm saying? This is something I get through my workout. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry I even teased y'all because I think today I'm going to use this ISO by Performance. You know what I mean? I like it because it got the little Terra beads in there. I don't know. It's probably backwards to y'all. I'm using my front camera. But we're going to rock with that. So I'm going to take y'all through my workout, show y'all what I do, why I do it. Today is a large day, so we're going to be stacked up pretty good today. We're going to do heavy lifting today. Probably one of the 2 days that we'll do really heavy lifting during the week, and I'll break down how the whole program is gonna go. All right, so right in here, I start off with my stretches, which are mandatory for every single workout. Right down the middle, kind of opens up the glutes a little bit. You know, it's that wide spread gets the glutes, opens up the groin. The groin is really important. Opens up the hips, kind of stretches the legs out a little bit. Before I did this, it wasn't recorded, but I did closed legs straight down the middle, kind of stretch out the hamstrings, behind the knees a little bit. So make sure I do my stretches before every single workout. If I don't do anything, I'm going to do these stretches because you don't want to pull a muscle. You want to know, it kind of lets you know where your muscles are during the workout. You know what I mean? If they're kind of tight or if something is sore or hurting, you want to stretch all that out. If you see, I'll lean over right around here. Lean over a little bit more because it stretches out your lower back right around where your, thoracics and sporadics are at. And your spine, lumbar, and everything like that. So I close my legs right here, feet together, push down with my elbows, push my knees down because it opens up the inside of the groin, the interior. And that's really important for doing my squats and my leg press. So that's why I do these, especially before I'm doing some big lifts like that. Her shoes are trash. So I'm doing this right here. Again, this is for my glutes right there. So I lean over towards my knee and things like that. Do it both sides to get the glutes because you just want those cheeks to be right. You know what I mean? So real ankles real close to the crotch and leaning over and kind of stretches out the lower back and the glutes because, you don't want those really big muscles to be tight. Right here, of course, that's for your quads. You know what I mean? You want your quads to be loose. Everything in that lower body, you want it to be really loose. So, right there, I'm kind of just speaking about how it's kind of a combo. You stretch out the quad and you stretch out a little bit of the crotch area, the upper groin. So you want to get that whole dynamic, and usually about 12 seconds is what I'm on for these stretches right here. Is kind of what I'm explaining and getting the comfort. Now, this one is my favorite. It's kind of a different dynamic. Everybody isn't able to do this. This comes with flexibility. You lay that knee down flat. That other knee should be going straight down at a 90-degree angle, and you can lean in, and it gives you a really good stretch across that quad going into that groin. One of my favorite ones, to be honest, because it just gives a really deep stretch with your body weight. I'm going to do each side, kind of feel it in your ankles a little bit, Achilles, back of the calf, everything. So it really gets that lower body right there. So, after this final groin stretch is when we'll start to do some tightening up of the anterior of the hips by doing some shuffles because you really want to get those muscles warm before you start to do squats. So as you see here, I have her doing shuffles, and she'll go left to right to open her up because she's going to do some squats with me. So stepping over this side, looks like about an 8 count. And then she'll start to come back. Just kind of, you don't want to do a bunch of sets of these. You just kind of want to get that muscle worked up so you know where you're at with the tightness and things like that. You want to get some blood flowing. So I go 5 to the left, 5 to the right, and then I go right back in. 5 to the left, 5 to the right. So in a total, I believe it's 20. One of my favorite ones. Stand straight up. You don't want your feet to touch. You see how I don't let them touch. Keep your legs about shoulder width apart and shuffle left and right. This is the last one. Flexes your flexors. So not just the hips, but the flexors, because you want that rotation is really big too when you're going up and down with the squats and everything. So kind of like your lower abdomen area. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of fat around mine at the moment. So going into this work, I'm about 2 or 3. Either way, but, keep your heels together and flex those inside out. And then we'll go into some squats. So starting off with no weight just because you want to get comfortable, get some blood flowing through there, get comfortable where the weight is going to be. Make sure you're not injured going into this with an injury. Worst thing you can do is have some weight on you with the injury. You know what I mean? Hurt yourself going in for the weight. So you want to get your heels planted right and work through it. Work through it a little bit, then we'll add some weight. This was actually her second set. We skipped the first one. She's a little short, so she had some trouble getting off of the bar, but don't worry about that. I'm actually studying her plant right here. Her plant, where she's planted at. I'm noticing she has a bit of a shuffle over to the right side, so I'm paying very close attention to it because she had an injury in her knee, and it looks like she's overcompensating over there on that right side, and she kind of starts to dig, but, you know, we worked the kinks out of that, so that was really the importance of her going with really light weight. Right here, I go into, looks like about 155, so that's about my 35%. Go for about 8 in a working set. With this workout, we're not going a bunch of reps, a bunch of weight. Moderate weight, light reps. So 8 to 10. You know what I mean? I don't want to go crazy. 15 reps, no, not necessary. 4 to 6 is too small. So right around 8 to 10, I'm getting really low because I like to get low. If you can't, it's okay. But if you feel like you can and the weight is stopping you, that's okay. So after doing about 3 or 4 sets of that, I go into some deadlifts because that focus on that hamstrings. So I did 4 sets of the squats, 4 sets of the deadlifts. I start off with some lightweight right there, about 135. And then we go into a second set of, I believe, 235. I think this is 235. You got 50, 50. You got 45, 45. Yeah, 235. So I did 8 of those. And then we go into some bench press, focus on those big lifts. Now, why I'm going so fast is because when you're warming up, with every rep, you want to try to shoot that fucker through the roof, right? You want to try to push and just see where your shoulders are at, see where your elbows are at. I got her doing some pullovers because she doesn't do bench press. You know, I was doing a little bit of coaching right here. Ignore this first set. We were kind of working the kinks out, but she got it figured out. So, you know, we'll show that too. Really what the pullover does is not the same thing as a bench press because it doesn't go across the pectoral muscles, but this will go from top to bottom of the pectoral muscles and also hit the upper lats also. So it's a combo. I like doing combo work. It's really important. She was coming a little bit too far, so I began to stop her just so she was right there at the right extension. And then I go back into a couple more bench press reps with some heavier weight right around my 50%. This is about 185, 195. My max is a 315, so I'm not on my math shit today. It's okay. So we do 6 to 8 of this, and then we do a final. Right here is early in my bent over row. I get a really good squeeze of the back, bring those elbows as if they're going to touch each other. And I did 3 to 4 sets of that. Go into some leg press. I start off with 2 plates, go to 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 sets of 8 to 10. And that's about it for the compound workout set.
So I like to end my workout with 30 minutes of cardio. I'm doing uphill walking, 15 on the incline, Dave. Now I'm doing 15 on the incline, 4.1 speed. In 30 minutes, it should burn about 600 calories. So it's pretty good for my weight. So I'm gonna wrap this up, and that's how day 1 goes.